And for change, several Douglas residents tell the N4 Tucson Investigators they've been dealing with flooding issues for years and they are tired of it. N4 Tucson's chief investigative reporter, Corey Nylander, got answers from city leaders.
Well, when it rains, it pours. Well, for some residents of a Douglas neighborhood, that's no exaggeration. Every time it rains, they say they're dealing with flooding issues, and it's something that they've been dealing with for decades, and they feel the city hasn't done enough to address the problem.
Right here, as you can see in this area, this is where an erosion was created, and that's where it collapsed. This is my property here.
Arturo Torres prepares for the worst every time it rains because for years, he says, flooding has been a guarantee here near his home along Washington Avenue and 8th Street in Douglas.
It collapsed my whole wall, and I had in my yard up to 2 to 3 feet of water in different areas, not to say the amount of water that entered my residence.
He's far from alone. 4 of his neighbors joined our interview explaining the years of constant flooding they've been dealing with.
It's something that they need to resolve quick.
Well, this whole area right here floods. It's a big financial burden on these people.
The alley in my back of my house is just like this 7th Street where I live on, and it's just the main river right there.
Gene Trujillo served over 20 years in the Douglas Police Department and has been complaining to the city about the issue for almost the length of that career.
The city said they were going to go ahead and take care of this, and still waiting.
That was for you back in 2000?
That was back in 2000.
Over the years, the city has done some things to address the issues, like adding this raised barrier and these grates along this ditch. The residents here tell me that has done little to stop Mother Nature.
These things, I think, cannot wait.
That has been a challenging area for quite some time.
Luis Pedroza and Elise Moore work for the city of Douglas. The area is in a FEMA-designated floodplain, but many of the homes in the area were built before that was determined.
We do have existing homes that, weren't aware of the flooding hazard when they were built, but if they were built today, they would be built higher just to avoid flooding.
Yes, this is a floodplain area, but that doesn't say water cannot be controlled or managed in any shape, form, or fashion.
Moore says they're working with the county to widen the ditch and working with the Army Corps of Engineers to improve the flow of water north of Douglas.
I'm sure they're upset and it's very difficult for them. We're doing the best we can to try to mitigate the situation, but it does take time, and anything that they can do on their part to protect themselves, I would just encourage them to do that.
And even though city officials say that they're working on this issue and they plan to fix this, the residents tell me they've heard that before. They're not trusting at this point that that's actually going to happen.
I'm frustrated because it's still ongoing.
I might not be around in 5 years, so I want to see progress and improvements done to alleviate this matter so we can be safe with life and property.
We'll update you as that work continues. Reporting from Douglas, Corey Nylander, N4 Tucson.
Well, the city of Douglas says it is in the process of setting up a website dedicated to this issue, and you can view the floodplain map from FEMA for yourself on our investigators page on our website. If you have a story you'd like the N4 Tucson Investigators to look into, email us at investigators@kvoa.com, or you can call that tip line 520-955-4444.